Hi everyone, so we're back with part 2. So in the first part we made our blended background and we used the water to remove part of our image, and then we used the ink to stamp the image over the top. And you might see, it might be better when I take the photo, that in some places I haven't stamped completely. That's fine, don't worry if part of your image is missing. We're doing distressed, so it's absolutely fine. So that's where we've got to at the moment. A little bit of a fingerprint there, so just get rid of that. Right, next thing we're going to do, and you're probably all going to shout at me, I don't have one of the paper distressors. So, I'm about to do it the dangerous way. I do not recommend this at home. This is just all I've got, and I promise I will be careful. But I want to brush this edge, so I've got my surgical scalpel. And with a brand new blade, because the sharper it is, the less dangerous it is, oddly enough. I'm just going to distress on my edges. Now you could wait and do this if you're mounting it on the chipboard. Once it's mounted on the chipboard, obviously it'll be a lot more sturdy then. That's the camera, sorry. Camera's further away than it usually is. But my husband works nights, so he's in bed, so I can't work up where my desk is. Right, so that's given us our distressed edge, and as I say, I wouldn't recommend doing that with a scalpel normally, but I don't have the paper distresser. So I'm just going to take some ink and just darken up my edges. I'm not worried about the blending tool because I'm actually using the thicker foam. So this is just the Adirondack Espresso. Put our ink up so it doesn't dry out. So that's given us our edging. I just missed a little bit there. Left a little bit whiter than I wanted. So that's given us our edges all dirty and distressed. Now I want to add some lace to it, and I'm going to use my tiny attacher for this. You don't have to, you could do this however you want. It's just literally I found it easier this way. So what I'm going to do is side on staple the first piece, and then I'm trying to keep this in camera so you can see. I'm just going to do a couple of pleats. I'm hoping you can see. I'm really sorry if you can't. Just come in. And once I've got the stapler in place, I'll move my fingers. And then I'm just literally stapling through those two layers. I realise how fiddly things were on camera when you haven't got things at your usual angle. I find it hard enough demonstrating around like that to people in the shops, but this is nothing. I won't complain about that again in the future. Right. So you could do this however you wanted. You could pre-do it on sticky tape, whatever's easiest for you. I just like the random effect you get by stapling it. And I'm literally just working along the edge of my piece of paper. And you can ruffle it as little or as much as you want, depending on what effect you're going for. And if I'm going off camera, I do apologise. I'm trying my hardest to stay on the camera, but you can probably tell from where my hands are what angle the camera's at, so I do apologise. As I get used to doing this, I'll be more used to what I'm doing, but this is a trial run, to be honest. So we'll see how this goes, and you can let me know what you like, what you don't like, and we can work it out together. Where I wish I had one. I was saying here's one I prepared earlier, but I wanted you to see everything I'm doing, so I didn't prepare anything in advance. And I think the stapler's about to run out, which is typical. I think that works. Yep, the stapler's about to run out, so let's hope those are nice and close to hand and I didn't hide them. Excuse this. I'm so sorry about this, ladies and gents. I thought I'd be fine with the amount I had in there, the amount I was doing, but we all get it wrong, don't we? Right. Would have to be the last two bits as well, wouldn't it? Right. No, I'm just going to do one last pleat. Do that, and then I'm just going to grab my ribbon scissors, and from the back I'm just kind of fanning it out a little bit so that we've got a nice little ruffled edge. And then I've taken some beaded trim, and just to hold it in place while I do everything else, I am going to again staple it because I'm going to cover that up, so it doesn't really matter. So, although the staples don't go through it great, I'm covering all this up, so it's not a huge problem. It's literally just a way to hold it in place while I do everything else. Trim off that end, trim off that end, get the scraps up there. So you can see it's quite loose, but I'm fine with that. It's just to give us the edge. And then to cover that up, what I've got is I'm personally using some sticky back ribbons, but to be honest, any ribbons would do. But because these aren't hugely sticky, I've had them a long time, so they're not as sticky as they could be. What I am going to do is I'm going to take some diamond glaze or any adhesive that's really strong, and I'm just going to run, I don't know if you can see this, I'm really sorry if you can't, but I'm just going to run a line of it along the top of my beads, and then I know it'll be stuck to that bit. And then I'm going to like that so I can slightly see what I'm doing. Decide where I want it. I think I'm going to have that pearl in the centre. And that's sticking to that, but it's also sticking with its own adhesive to the tag. So I've got the extra adhesive holding it to the beads, but its own adhesive holding it to the tag, which is why I used quite a thick ribbon. And then sorry that I'm off camera for this, but when I'm cutting things like this I do need them to be quite close to me. But all I am is literally trimming the ribbon. So I'll put that back there whilst I put the leftovers of the ribbon away. And the other good thing about putting that adhesive on is it's now gone through the beads, and we'll start adhering the beads down to that as well. I mean, I would personally, if I was doing this any other time, I'd sit here and hold it for a bit, and I can't believe we're going to have to go on to a part 3. I'm really sorry.